And we are back with another Black with No Cream podcast. New episode every single Wednesday and Sunday. I'm your host, Ben Haggerty, aka Ben Real Verse World. This morning roast, I'm not going to do my whole normal spiel. I'm just going to get right to it. But I do want to point out that we do have a Patreon page. So if you've gained any insight or value from listening to this podcast every week or being in the Black with No Cream private group for creators and you want to help fuel what we're doing, we have the Patreon page. So you can go in there. There's different tier levels that you can contribute to. Our lowest one's like $5 a month. So just skip Subway this month, you feel me, and help your boys out. Because we're trying to take this shit to the next level. So any dollar that we get, we put it back towards this thing and make this shit pop off. And we appreciate all you for supporting so far and caring about this podcast and movement. So patreon.com/blackwithnocream or jointhehomies.com, whatever one's easier. Yeah, do that shit. Appreciate that. All right, cool. Let's get back to the motherfucking thing.
Attention.
If you stop this podcast recording at any time, you will die.
I don't want to die.
Do you want to live?
You have 24 hours to share this podcast with 5 people or you will die.
I'm kidding, you won't die. You're just weak shit for not sharing.
And the winner of the best motherfucking podcast goes to...
Black with No Cream.
What do you think?
It's so fucking dumb and so fucking Ben Haggerty.
I knew you would say that. Like I said earlier, this episode is going to be shorter than usual, but this message is super fucking important in my opinion. And I think that you all should be constantly reminding yourselves about this topic, which is stop comparing yourself to other creators. I'm sure a lot of you are like me and you follow a bunch of dope creators on Instagram. I think this is definitely beneficial so that you surround yourself with content that is not only inspiring you daily, but also constantly reminding you that there's a lot of room for growth in your craft. However, what can be easy to forget is that these people we see on our timelines didn't just start creating and immediately become dope as fuck as like instantly. That doesn't just happen. What we don't see on social media is the years of work that they put into improving their craft before they were ever popping on social media. We don't see the shitty videos or photos or designs that they made when they were first starting out, and we don't see any of the failed projects that didn't work out. It's easy to forget that for every fire photo someone takes, there are 100 shitty ones. For every insane video that someone gets, there's a ton that are out there that are super shitty and out of focus or overexposed or whatever. For every great song or design that someone makes, there are hundreds that were canned. If you're constantly comparing yourself to others, it's super fucking easy to slip into these down moments where you just watch other people's work and then you're immediately starting to criticize your own and feel less confident about yourself and your skills. I promise you that is the number one thing that is going to hold you back from being able to grow as an artist. It is that little voice inside of your head telling you that you aren't good enough because your work doesn't look like other people's work. You have got to stop listening to that shit. Everybody's journey is different. So stop comparing yourself to people who are at a completely different point of their journey and career than you are in yours. Stop using other people's work as a measurement for quality of your own work. Stop letting other people's career and accomplishments deter you from being confident in what you are building in your own career. If you compare your work to someone who has been in the game for 5 to 10 years and you have only been taking the craft serious for 1 year, those won't equate. I can't remember where I saw this quote, but it said something like, "Don't compare your chapter 1 to someone else's chapter 20. That's not the mindset to have. The key is to focus on you. Focus all of your energy on making sure that your next project is a level up from your last. When you think like that, you are always going to be growing and moving forward in your career. View your work as time markers in your journey. They are indicative of the skills and opportunities that you had at one point in time. Like we discussed before on the Wednesday episode, how to turn 1 gig into 3. If you kill 1 gig and use that project to land another gig, and then you kill that next one even more, and keep repeating that, you are going to be going places. Your skills and your opportunities will level up together, which in turn will make your work better and better. When you put your head down and focus on your personal growth as an artist, you will eventually look up and start being like, damn, my work is actually starting to be on par with the people I look up to, or something like that. That's a dope feeling. And to be honest, your followers are going to appreciate watching the growth. One last thing on journeys. Everyone pops off at different times. You could be grinding for years and years and nothing big will happen, and then all of a sudden you will catch a break and start murdering shit and working on real big projects. This is pretty much what happened to me. Yes, I've lived in Los Angeles for 3 years. Yes, that's when my first major job started coming my way. But this is a direct reflection of over 10 years of practice, repeat, practice. You get what I'm saying. I worked hard for that shit. When you're way down the road and look back at your journey, it won't even matter when you became successful. Because when you look back and connect the dots and realize everything that happened along the way summed to the position you ended up in. All of those pieces of work that you thought were shitty will all play a part in you creating your best work. If your big break, so to speak, happens 2 years into your career, great. If it happens 10 years later, you will only be more prepared. You'll be farther along to 10,000 hours of mastery. You'll be even more primed to absolutely murder that first big opportunity you get, and then everything will snowball from there. As my homie Andrew Sandler said on episode 8 of the podcast, if you stay ready, you don't have to get ready. Be patient, your time is coming. Will you be ready when it does? Please focus on your journey. Stop comparing yourself. Make shit that resonates with you. Put your head down and grow, motherfucker, grow. All right, that's it for today. Hope you guys enjoyed this shorter episode. We'll be back next week with a deep dive into another morning roast topic to kick your ass into gear. So go make some fucking dope content this week, guys. Appreciate everyone for listening to this. Again, we have our Patreon page. If you want to support us, please do. If you don't, fuck you. No, I'm kidding. But for real. JoinTheHomies.com. That's where you can support us at. Patreon.com/BlackWindowCream. It takes you to the exact same spot. We just thought JoinTheHomies.com was a cool domain, so we bought it. That's it. Become a homie on Patreon, and just keep tuning back in. Tight. See you next week, you bitch.